Thanks for staying with us. So joining the conversation is our co-host, passionate possibilities purveyor, who believes in transforming lives with mindset shifts via impactful experiential interactions, envisioning affirmations, and wholesome self-love. Welcome with us, Amina Bachapi. Amina in the building.
Yo.
How you doing? You're a friend of yours. Now you're like an extra co-host for us. Good to have you back.
I'm so glad to be here. Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year to you. So before you came,
amazing.
We're talking about a message we saw online. One of those bloggers picked it where a woman was, there was a post about a man saying that, I think it was he could beat up his wife for what she's wearing, what he asked her not to wear. So we now started to kind of expand the conversation around the fact that should that still be happening today? And interestingly, our producer just sent us another message where a woman who, I think her husband beat her up for dressing inappropriately in his own way to pick up the kids in school. And then this woman now sends a video saying that she's not happy with her husband, which is what I was saying, that some people like to be on that
No,
leash.
but please, the video, she's saying it, she's got a big bump on her eye and her lips. Obviously, she was beaten, and then she's reading the message saying that she supports what her husband has done. So she looks like
when they put a gun to your
there's
head.
a gun behind her head. Yes, you better say this word, so we don't know.
So again, I mean, it's kind of heartbreaking that this is still happening today. And the lady said, before you came in, the ladies were talking about context. Depends, because they also would adhere to their husband's taste in clothing. However, it's dependent on how it's said and in what context it is. But there's some women who, in this situation, this woman right now was battered. I don't know what she wore to pick the kids in school, but how does a woman
It's not a bikini.
handle? How does a woman handle her husband's insecurity?
That's it.
That's
Can I say something? Can I give
take
you
a
a story?
deep breath. I felt
Can I give a story? Okay, so there's this my friend. She's very pretty, and the husband likes, this skimpy, tight kind of clothes, and she doesn't like those kind of clothes. And every time he buys it for her. That's one good thing. And she's always like, she cannot wear those kind of clothes. She doesn't want to wear those kind of clothes and everything. They keep on arguing with the husband. It was becoming an issue between her and her husband. And she was like, look, she came and met us. She was like, what should she do? And I was like, I'm even happy that you should be happy that your husband even likes you. He wants you to wear these things. This is what he sees outside. And he's like, his wife should wear it. And you have the body. You have all it takes for you to look nice in all of these things. So wear it. Anytime people are going out, you have this, you have that. Wear it on some days. Maybe you people sit down, you and him, and decide and be like, okay, on so day, I'm going to wear this. I'll maybe give him Monday to Wednesday or something like that. So, so there should be compromise. There should be an agreement. Yes, there should be an agreement between
what Kanye does to
but
all the
when
wives
violence is involved,
So let's talk about this issue of insecurity. I mean, let me come to you. This issue of insecurity. Today we're talking about clothing. Tomorrow it could be success. It could be the fact that you're a high flyer. There are different insecurities that men have. And how does a woman, do we subsume our desires because our husband doesn't like us being successful? I'd rather just be the homely woman, and just be that and not be what I want to be, just because I don't want my husband to feel like I'm going to be more richer than him or more successful than him. Recently I was telling the ladies that my help left in December. And I've been cleaning and cooking and doing the whole big housewife thingy. And yesterday, I was getting frustrated with all the cleaning. I was getting tired. Of course. And I was asking myself, Maria, why are you doing this? Is there somewhere in your subconscious you're trying to prove a point that I got this? Is there something that you're trying to say that I must show that I must suffer? I must show that I'm suffering to show that yes. What are you trying to prove to? But there's a subconscious part of us, or some women, that we feel that we must come to that level to show our worthiness as wife and mother. That thing you clean everybody. Everyone must see that you're working to show that worth. And that's the same thing that managing insecurities. Must we always do that just to prove a point? Who are we proving a point to?
I think one of the bigger challenges is we don't even know that there's an insecurity. You know what I mean? Like, it's not necessarily identified, diagnosed, communicated. So it ends up being a function of your speculations that, why does he behave this way? Why does that annoy him? My success should make him feel really happy. He should be proud. But why is it that when I'm doing better, he tends to almost want to squash that?
Right.
I think one of the bigger problems is that we actually don't even really know what people are dealing with, and nobody really discloses what they're dealing with. So you meet somebody, you court, you get to quote unquote know yourselves, but whatever those underlying insecurities are, I feel like a lot of people are able to hide it very well. Men in particular. So it's when you get into the relationship,
Then you realize it's like miniskirts.
the thing just unleashes.
Yes.
The miniskirt you were wearing when he met you,
Yeah.
that he now suddenly doesn't like. So it's like, where do you go from there?
It's not that he doesn't like it. He's scared that somebody else would look at you and the person has more than what he has and the person can take you away from him. It's the insecurity.
So all
like
of
I
it
can't.
is
That's
insecurities.
so much drama
Yeah.
for me to deal, for a woman to deal with.
So
but you know, you said that people
Yeah.
don't even know.
As a wife,
insecurity.
shouldn't you also consider your husband's insecurities?
Yes,
Isn't
it's
that the right thing to
important.
do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
they should learn to address
And
it.
vice versa.
But you know what Amina said is what is important here, that most people do not express that. They would not tell you that this is what they're dealing with, because for us, you don't want to come across as being. You know how sometimes you say just that you thought about it. I can't even believe that you could think about it. So they are afraid of being judged for even thinking about it. I don't want to say that maybe some people don't find their spouses to be a safe place that they can be vulnerable. I think that some people, but the accountability should really be on the person. If you really want to work on your insecurities, let the person understand these are my issues, and this is what makes me act this way. And then you can put things in place that can help with your insecurities. I remember someone, I think I'd watched a podcast and someone was saying, if you've been in a relationship where a spouse has been cheating and you decided, okay, we need to come back and continue the relationship, it's not enough to say, I'm sorry, and you continue the relationship. Whereas you're now having this new relationship, you need to show them that you're taking the steps to earn their trust again. So if I know of your insecurities, there are things that I will do to help you manage your fears, and things I will tell you to reassure you that you have nothing to be afraid of.
Absolutely.
But when you keep it a secret and then you act out on it, that's where the issues are. So communication, again, as usual, is what is important in any relationship.
And I think you can actually tell if your spouse is insecure. There are instances, you see it in their actions and the way they talk. Like, I'll give a personal experience. There was a time when I moved to Lagos, we wanted to start something online. And I had this friend, we finished from school together. My husband knows this guy very well. So the guy was coming to the house, for us to start, the website and everything. So we're always doing it together and all. First time he came, my husband, we know each other from school. Hello, how are you? Everything, we're fine. Second day, I briefed my husband. I told him this is what we want to do, and he was like, that's good, very good, okay. First day he came back from work, he saw me and the guy on the dining table. Okay, this. He just entered the room. The next day, his football came. The guy came. He knocked at the door. When the guy came in, my husband opened the door and he turned back immediately instead of giving me a handshake.
Yeah.
That's number
already...
one. I saw that one. I was like, one.
Wisdom.
Sensor.
Then number two. They were watching match. My husband is watching football. If you see the way he screams, it was time for them to watch match. The guy was sitting down, they all watching match. The match was boring. My husband was this boy scored. Right? He just scored. The conversation was was not distinct.
Chemistry was dry.
Immediately the guy left. The guy called me and said, Ramot, when I'm meeting Kibi, so I'm not coming again and all of that. I was like, no problem. Don't come. Because now, of course, I have to understand that my husband is not okay with it. He has not come out to tell me that he's not okay with it, but I can tell from his actions and all of that.
Did that affect the business or whatever it is that you're trying to do?
Yeah, it did, because, of course, he has to go. We have not started yet.
Those are the sacrifices. But I feel, just to put it in another context, the challenge of dealing with insecurities, like Mariam said, if you don't know, it makes it worse.
Yes.
If you don't know the history. So if you, in conversation, you've heard that a girl from a broken home where cheating was a norm by her father would react differently to someone who has never, like, if all your relationship had be full of cheating, when you marry, you are more insecure because you're like, is he cheating? He held the phone. He went to the toilet. Because every other person you've dated they've always cheated. So it's important to heal yourself and deal with yourself. Because if not, you would begin to give the other person baggages that they don't need to carry. I'm coming into the marriage and I am carrying like a
All
thousand
your fears.
a thousand
But
luggage.
that is what women are supposed to know. No. Talk
Yeah.
about
But like,
society expects women to just know.
To know.
Just know
Yes,
that
just
just know that you can
But we
figure it
must,
out.
Or even
but we
if
must
you don't know,
understand
to
because
adjust.
you are a different person. You lived in a different, like I grew up in a house where my dad was at home by 7. Like he doesn't do evening hangouts and all of that. It was a very micro home, mommy, daddy, me. And my husband didn't even have it, like his father died before he was even wise enough to know what's going on at 2. So like what was it? What was the template? It took me years in marriage to understand that this man didn't have a father figure. There wasn't dinner at the table. So we need to have conversations on this. And I made him realize it because even he was not aware. So both parties are trying to understand each other. And it's important to give grace. So if you are that domineering person, and culturally we have a challenge because the men are, I know it's all.
Let me go on a very short break because I hear you and I like where this conversation is going. But there are other contexts that we have not touched on. The fact that some men doesn't allow women to have a job just because I don't want you to be empowered. I want to be the one to have full control. And these are different reasons. And some women are fine with that. Others are saying, no, I want to be empowered. So it's all about what is the source? What's the root cause? Why would my husband not want me to work? It's part of these insecurities. Maybe you get rich. Maybe you get connect. Maybe you have access. I don't know. But how does a woman deal with those insecurities? Some have accepted it and others are not. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we take this further. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.